Hi, my name is Emma Berkowitz,
I'm also Emma, but I'm Emma Haacke.
and today we're going to be talking about social media and whether we think its overall effect is positive or negative. And then we're going to kind of go into how we use social media and what we use it for, personal experiences with social media, teenagers on social media and its targeted demographic, businesses, and social media, and then we're just going to wrap it up.
Yeah. So, to start, we're going to discuss, the social media we use and how we think it has a positive or negative effect on ourselves, speaking that we're both college students. I would say, from the social media that I use, I obviously have Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok. Those are really the three big ones that I use. I would say I'm mostly on TikTok or Snapchat.
Yeah, me too.
I have very mixed opinions on it. I like TikTok because, it's funny. It's kind of an escape from reality, even though you're on the TikTok.
But you're scrolling for so long.
Yeah, it takes up your screen time. But also, sometimes I feel like I'm not targeted on TikTok, but I'll see things because I interacted with the post, and sometimes it can be
the curated For You page,
and it's very negative sometimes, and I'm like, I don't want to see this. I
agree, and sometimes it does make me feel like I'm not doing enough. There's persons going to Cabo, and I'm here in New York doing work, and what am I doing?
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I'll see, the other kids on social media, and they're, doing all this, and I'm like, LOL, not same.
Hashtag not same.
But I would say TikTok, of the three that I use, is the most positive.
Okay.
I would see it as the most positive, because I go on Instagram or Snapchat because, personally, I only interact with people on there that I, know. And I see, people with other people, and I get FOMO, fear of missing out.
Absolutely, yes.
And I'm like, what the heck? Why couldn't I be invited?
Yeah,
or,
why didn't I get it? And it's also just, that quick snapshot that, TikTok is more you're engaging with a video for a little bit longer. You kind of see someone's personality a little bit more.
Yeah. I know personally I've taken, summers off of social media, but I fear, and it's so unfortunate to say that if you don't have social media, you never know what's going on with anything.
It is so associated with pop culture.
Yes, it's so hard to get rid of, even if you really wanted to, unless you're fine living under a rock, which is, unfortunate to say.
I have a lot of friends that are, I will say something, and they look at me like I'm weird, and I go, you don't know that? And they go, no, I don't have TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
And then you're not on this side of TikTok?
No, that is totally, and the For You page is crafted, that in itself is such an interesting concept to me.
No, I get that because, I'll go on Instagram, too, and I'll have the Explore page, and I'm like...
Yeah, or the Reels.
Yes, and I'm like, why? How many posts did I have to interact with to get my whole Explore page to look like this?
You know what really freaks me out when I'm talking about, let's say I'm like, oh my god, I really want the Dyson Air Straight, and all of a sudden I'm clicking through my, Instagram, stories, and the Dyson Air Straight is there after never being there ever.
Yeah.
The phone listens to you, and that's definitely
scary.
how it curates it. But it is so scary.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize, sometimes as a joke, I'll grab my phone and I'll just be like, Dyson Air Straight, and hoping it'll come up, but
Want to come up after we film this.
It's going to. That's crazy. Yeah.
No.
But overall, I don't know. I think that...
It's, hit or miss with positive and negative.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does, have a toll on your mental health.
Absolutely.
But also, I feel sometimes you need to see it from a bright side. I feel people there's this saying, glass half empty, half full. And I feel because of social media, most people look at it as glass half empty. But sometimes we need to look at it as, more glass half full.
Yeah, and I think it's also, it depends on how much you internalize every post that you're seeing.
Well, we're both overthinkers. So.
Yeah, so, like, I internalize very heavily, and I think a lot of times it's more damaging than it is, like, positive. Which kind of goes into, like, the teenagers and social media, because, like, through my research, I found that, like, just through these, like, past couple units, that social media is a really big factor for why a lot of teenagers have been suffering from anxiety and depression, which is super interesting to me.
Do you think, compared to, like, our parents or even our grandparents, because they didn't, like, do you think our generation and, like, the upcoming generations have, like, more, like, they suffer, or not suffer more, but, like, you're more prone to seeing those things because, like, our whole generation is social media compared to, like, our parents or grandparents? So I feel like anxiety and depression, like, really wasn't talked about, or was like looked at, like, frowned upon almost. Like,
I do also think what is coinciding with social media use is because we have social media now, talk about mental health is more widespread, and that is coinciding with the use of social media and, like, more. So what I'm kind of saying is maybe there are more anxiety and depression diagnoses because it's more of, like, a talked about thing. Does that make sense?
But almost, like, I don't know how to word this without sounding like I don't know what I'm talking about, but do you think it's, like, easier sometimes because of social media and how much it is talked about for someone, like, to not look at the full picture with a diagnosis and just be like, oh, you just have anxiety and depression?
No,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, like,
it's very, like it's
even
not
if
well
you're not, like, you can't have, like, a bad day without someone being like, oh, well, you're depressed.
Totally. Because those words do have, like,
an effect.
Hardcore. And it is, like, there is a true definition to what these words mean. And for them to be thrown around as synonyms for I'm stressed or I'm sad is very different.
Yeah. And I think that's, like, what
a harmful thing.
And it's, like, not good for teenagers.
No.
But also, like we said, I feel like maybe more like high schoolers. I don't know how you feel. I feel like as I've gotten older, like, I'm more like, obviously I, like, get my feelings hurt on social media and all that, but also I'm like, I don't let it affect me as much. But I feel like if you were to ask, like, senior year Emma, she would have been like, no, like, that's the end of the world.
No, well, I also think as you move through life, you like, find your way into bigger and bigger spaces, and in those spaces there are more perspectives, and so it's sort of easier to, like, snap out of it and be like, well, that isn't actually realistic, and, like, my life does not have to look like that for me to be happy, like, and that person might not be happy in that photo smiling in Cabo, like, you don't know, so
social media, I feel like, also for teenagers has, like, really put up a front that they don't need to kind of express, like, you need to, like, fake it till you make it, or almost, like, you need to act like you're happy and then, like, be sad and deal with all your stuff behind closed doors. Like, you're not, it's almost like you, like, get shamed on for talking about it on social media, but then, like, if you struggle with something and you don't talk about it, like, you also get looked at poorly.
Yeah. There really is no right way to do social media in a way that is going to be received appropriately, like, in the way that you want it to be by other people. And whoever's, like, who started this, like, everything has to be happy, like, where did that come from? Why is that a thing?
Like, I feel like it's okay to have a bad day, but because of social media, like, it's almost like the saying, pick me girl. Like, if you're sad and, like, you post about it, everyone's like,
oh my gosh, she wants attention.
Yeah, she just wants attention, so she's posting that she's sad and she's crying. But, like, sometimes, like, you just want to, like, it's okay to have a bad day.
No, I agree.
Like, because if you're posting when you're happy all the time, I'm going to think you're, like, in a perfect euphoria, and then I'm going to be like, what's wrong with this person? Like, that sounds horrible, but, like, you know what I mean?
Why do they not have any depth?
Yeah.
Or it's the opposite, like, why am I having bad days and why are they perfect?
Yeah.
Like, what's going
on?
It just depends on, like, your mood that day, sort of. Like, if I'm in, like, a good mood and I feel good about myself, I'm like, oh my god, yes, like, good for them. Like,
slay, girl.
For real. And then if I'm in a bad mood, I'm like, why do they look like that? And they're so pretty and I want to be them and, like, all that.
No, but also, like, I feel like I could be wrong when saying this because obviously I'm looking at it from one perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's different opinions on social media based on your gender.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
A girl looks at it completely different than a guy. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you and I are talking about these emotions. Well, maybe a guy is like, guys can relate, but also they're like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Like, why does she look at it? Or even, like, the people that don't have, like, set gender
Mm-hmm.
that are, like, they're just like, oh, no, like, I feel this way.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's talked about enough. Or, like,
Yeah.
oh, like, I didn't really see it from this perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No, all of this stuff it's so interesting to
Yeah.
me to just, like, try to, like, pick it apart because it is so a part of my life.
yeah.
And, like, I would hate to bash it because I love it.
No,
But I
same.
also, like, it is totally, like, I'm on it way too much. Like, I should be watching, like,
I should be doing my
shows
homework.
Well,
My homework would not take this long if I
okay,
didn't have
that's
Snapchat.
Because every, like, I'm like, okay, Emma, you write a paragraph and you can have a TikTok break.
Yeah. No. And then I'm on TikTok
I know
for like
someone
30
that calls
minutes.
it doom scrolling.
No.
Which I think is a very funny
I'll be
way to
on
put
social media, which I'll be like at home on social media.
I
and
lose track of time.
my dad will look at me and he's like, "You're such a screenager."
My dad's a screenager.
No, same. He's always playing his little games.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But also, it's like so used now. Like, I'm sorry, I hate LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is like such a big part of
I don't
college.
even have it, and I need to. Everyone
Yes.
keeps getting mad at me for not having
But
it.
you need to have a LinkedIn
I
and
know.
post on it. And if you don't, like, people think you're lame in college for not having, like, a certain internship or, like, you didn't accomplish this. And I just
Yeah.
don't want to post on it.
No, it's scary because you are being judged.
Yeah.
Like, you just are. And, like, to kind of go into, like, small businesses and stuff, it's just, like, I think it's really interesting how you can use social media to, like, sort of like LinkedIn, like, promote yourself or promote your business or, like,
Yes.
something like that.
So with my small business research that I was kind of doing, I watched this TED Talk, and it's called How Social Media is Changing the Way We Do Business.
Okay.
And it's almost like when you talked about, oh, I said the Dyson Airwrap, or I interacted with the Dyson Airwrap. Like, it's like on TikTok, for example, they have the TikTok shop now.
Oh, yes.
So once you interact with a certain video,
Mm-hmm.
like constantly it's going through to reach that demographic, and almost like businesses are becoming bigger because, oh, like maybe if they order it from TikTok instead of the website, they'll get 15% off.
Yeah, it is cheaper.
Like my PacSun jeans, like, which sounds so crazy, but I ordered them on TikTok shop, and then
Did they come okay?
yes, they came okay.
Really?
They were perfectly fine, and they were so much cheaper. But, like, I'll look up the same pair of jeans on PacSun, and they're, like, $60. And I'm like, this is crazy.
I just ordered a sweatshirt off TikTok shop, and it was an awful experience. Because it just told me to, like, the way it advertised it on TikTok was, like, a completely different sweatshirt than I received.
Yeah.
And I was, like, asking for a refund from the brand, and they were like,
no,
we can only give you a 25% refund, which is like $12. And I'm like, but it is completely different than it is on the website. Like,
yeah.
And honestly, very unhappy with the way that, like, social media, like sometimes things go well, but a lot of times they don't.
Yeah, no. And I feel like with businesses, which is really, like, emphasized in the TED Talk, if you know how to capture an audience or the right way to emphasize a certain product or why people should, like, use your business or go to your business, or your product, whatever it is, then it's always going to be looked at as a positive aspect, like promoting the business. And I feel like now people are online shopping. Like, I feel like malls are completely going away. Like, you hear about the Destiny. Like, it's like everyone's like, there's not going to be a mall anymore.
Yeah. And that makes me sad.
Yeah.
There is totally, like, a different feel to shopping in person that I really enjoy.
I'm tall. I need to be able to try my clothes on.
I'm sure I need to be able to try my clothes on.
Yeah, so I can't just keep ordering, and I don't want to pay to mail it back. It's
no, exactly.
might sound
I want to take it. And, like, the mall by my house used to be, like, a huge mall, it is completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Everything is leaving. You know it's gone when, like, the Apple store is gone.
Yeah.
That's how you know, like, something's shutting down.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at, I would look at businesses as more of a beneficial, like, use of social media.
Yeah.
When it comes, like, obviously you had that bad experience with the sweatshirt.
But, you know, it is
but
what it is.
It's, yeah, I feel like when it comes to promoting stuff like that, it's so much better.
No, promoting is different than buying straight offline.
Yeah, and, like, also, but, like, still with buying, like, I feel like most people have good, like, online shopping experiences, and people know what audiences to get compared to, like,
totally.
teenagers posting their friends on social media, where everyone's gonna be like, well, why didn't I get invited, or wait, like, they're so, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or also, like, on social media, a lot of times you'll see, like, oh my god, where's that top from? In the comments. That's so interesting.
And they gatekeep it, and they're like, well, use my code.
Yeah, but that is totally also promoting, like, that's just having more promoters for a business.
Yeah.
Like, they use those, like, that's why all these big social media users have brand deals.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we're talking about.
And I used to get, like, jealous, which sounds so bad, which, like, is a mix of both social media and business, I would say, from when I would see other girls on TikTok getting, what are they called?
Like sponsorships?
Not like sponsorships, like the PR packages.
Oh.
Like, how did you get to get the PR packages
how many
and I
followers do you
don't?
have?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
how do I get a PR package? Like, this one girl, her name's Olivia. I don't know what her last name is. She's, like, friends with Darcy McQueenie, but even Darcy McQueenie, like, they were constantly getting, like...
Chloe Weinstein, that goes
yes,
her.
Like...
She always has a box, and it's so
yes. And it's, like, I'm not jealous because, like, I'm not... of those, I am jealous of those girls because they're getting the PR boxes, but
well,
it's
I just
more
want free things.
Yeah, it's more so like, how do I get that?
Yeah.
Which
like,
makes me sound so greedy, but also
but you want to have that experience. It's more about the experience than the things. It's feeling special and like having, you know,
or like my sister who barely has any followers on TikTok. She just moved into a new apartment and she did like a get ready with me.
Okay.
Like going apartment
hunting
like,
or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a brand on TikTok, like a company on TikTok, because she was doing her makeup in the video, like sent her a bunch of makeup.
Oh my god.
And they also sent
really?
her like the fake like touch like hand sanitizer things.
Oh yes.
Like the off brand, but like I was like, dude, like all you did was post a video of you doing your makeup.
That's so crazy. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Good for her, honestly.
I know. I mean, she shared with me, but still, it's like.
But it's not for you.
Yes, but also, this sounds so bad. I don't want to post videos on TikTok.
No,
I don't
don't
even
either.
have a profile picture on TikTok.
I have a private account and it's going to stay that way. Like, I'm on TikTok to view, like, the little cute animals that, like, come up every once in a while, or, like, the fun cooking recipe, like, stuff like that.
I'm on TikTok for, like, a laugh.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, the memes back and forth.
Memes, so funny. You're sending them to my friends. I send so many TikToks
My mom sends them to me.
Does she really? My dad does YouTube Reels or whatever, and I'm like, my parents are
like Facebook Reel people.
That's so old.
Which I feel like Facebook is like a popular social media, but also no one our age really uses it anymore. I feel like when I think of Facebook, I'm like, oh, that's like a mom app.
I got Facebook so that people I babysit for can find me.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I got
Like, instant message me.
Yeah. If you need a babysitter.
This is my promotion. But also, even though this is nothing that we even said we were going to talk about, but just listening to our conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like without social media, we wouldn't have, like, certain words or know what things mean. Because English is, like, I feel like it's such a hard language to learn because one word can mean, like, 5 things.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about, like, the brands, like, giving you, like, different discount codes, I was like, gatekeep. Like, without social media, how would you know what gatekeep means?
That is a word that, like, we just tossed around that I was like, I understood immediately.
But others might. Like, my mom would be like, what does gatekeep mean?
Yeah. Or, like, there's just, like, certain phrases. Like, sometimes at dinner, my sister and I will be like, what does, like, this acronym mean or whatever? And my parents are like, what are you talking about? And
it's just got such, like, social media, like, I would see, like, this slang is, like, both, like, a positive and a negative. Because,
Yeah.
like, why
Some of them are very
also,
negative
like,
words.
the constant use of the word like. I
Yeah.
say it every
Or-
other word.
yeah.
Which isn't good, but whatever.
okay.
But, no. People, like, I would say that's a positive of social media, but it's also a negative.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what I would argue. I mean, in my Unit 1 and 2 portfolio, I argued that social media has a negative effect on teenagers because of the mental health issues that I think it causes
Yes.
just by viewing a lot of stuff. But I do definitely think, especially with businesses, it does have a pretty positive effect, at the very least,
Yeah.
on those businesses. So I think that it's definitely nuanced.
Yes, and it also really depends on what part of social
You're
media
looking
you're looking
at,
because
totally.
you, like I said, you could be looking at your explore page on Instagram and saying, oh, I wish it was in Cabo, or like this deal was made here, and then I go on
Yeah.
my Instagram reels and I'm giggling and
Yeah.
like squealing at my phone because
Yeah.
I think a video is so
funny,
funny,
and then I'm like
and
sharing
I'm sending
it
it
with my
to
whole family.
everybody.
Yeah.
So
It really is
it's
like
such
twofold.
a mixed
Yeah.
concept. But
I
also
agree.
when we had to do our like graphic novel,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about how like that was a use of technology.
Yeah.
And I like saw it as a use of technology because yes, they're written down on
But
paper.
it's incorporating different types of like mediums of communication.
Exactly,
like,
but
photos.
also it's like the characters or like the heroes in them, or even like the villains, are like being used to show what is needed in that time. So like right now they're gonna, if like one's being made, it's being grabbed from social media.
Yeah.
And they're gonna post about it on social media. There could be a TV show about it in like a year based on it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Our kids could be watching shows about social media dude and how he saved the day on social media. Or even like I think about like the dog with a blog show.
Oh my gosh.
Such a good
I love
show.
that show. Yeah.
But also it's like,
That's so funny.
when do you
I
ever
forgot
see a
about
dog? It's like a dog posting on Facebook.
I love like all of the animal posts, like just a side note. Like
Yeah.
have you seen that like Jewish
Except for
wiener
like
dog?
the sad ones, like stay 20 seconds to save my dog.
No, that one makes me
Those
so
cry.
sad. Well, also that is like such another part of like TikTok.
I
that's
feel
like,
guilty because I don't want to stay there, but I'm like, if I don't,
that
the dog's
is another
gonna
thing.
die.
My attention span is
Yes.
so awful, but
It's like in class, and what I hate about class is like I don't bring headphones, so I can't like doom scroll during it. So I'm
No,
like, oh, I
yeah.
wonder what's going on TikTok.
well, I just like my problem. I'm so interested. I want to do a study one day where I like look at the ADHD, like how many kids have ADHD now, like with our like limited attention spans.
Yeah.
Like growing up with social media, you know. I think
did-
That's interesting.
For my Psych 205, you have to do like you have to participate in
Yes.
different research.
Yeah, I did that too.
And one of them was like one of them was talking about, I didn't do this, where they would put like the things on your head.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
some-
yeah.
And they wanted to like monitor your brain while
waves.
you were like using social media.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that study so badly, but obviously the spots were taken. But I was like, that sounds so
That
cool.
does sound so
How many
cool.
people are doing this study?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Very interesting though.
You know. But no, I would say social media is very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Another slang.
I don't think that. I think that people know that one. Hit or miss? I think so.
Maybe.
Whatever.
Maybe that's just like a baseball reference, whatever.
Baseball's crazy.
Hit or miss.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, actually. I didn't really think about that.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Yeah,
Swing and a miss, hit and a miss, like same
Whatever,
thing.
same thing.
But no, I would say mostly like the mental health is very like different from positive or negative.
Yeah.
Because you can look at it so many different ways.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's a right or a wrong answer.
I don't think so either, just because it's not black and white.
Yes, and everyone's like trying to say like, no, social media is so negative, like there's no good positives, but like I said, like, and like you just said, there's no black and white. Like,
Yeah.
you have to look at it from all angles.
I agree.
But also, like, with the, whatchamacallit? With AI, like, coming
Oh,
into social
God.
media, too, I feel like that's how we really are getting, like, the targeted demographics that certain videos or posts want to hit,
Yeah.
AI is going to take over everything.
No,
I'm
I know.
saying
I'm
it right now.
losing my mind with it. Well, at least we'll have jobs.
Hopefully.
I think we will.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay.
Well,
that's for our next episode.
That's for our next episode. We'll talk about that.
AI taking over our lives and taking our jobs. Okay.
We hope you enjoyed our perspective, our little rant.
Our little podcast.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.